Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss about an important topic that is called conservation agriculture. This is one of the most important topics, and even you can expect in the GS3 agriculture portion and also in the optional paper one. There are a good amount of chances for this appearing even in this year. Okay. And also it has been asked even in prelims related concept. So what is the current relevance of any topic per se? Because in general, we say that in optional, like we don't have much of the current relevance, but there is current relevance, which we usually miss. The thing is, uh, this concept was evolved long ago, but it got importance after COVID-19, like 2019 and 20, the importance got increased. Why? Because of the increased labor shortage. Okay, there was increased labor shortage, and this one main reason which prompted the use of conservation agriculture practices. So we'll read in detail how it is useful. So watch the video till the end, you will gain a lot. And the second most important thing, how this topic is related is regarding the stubble burn. This topic or this agriculture practice may lead to decrease the amount of stubble burning because this practice has such features which can reduce the stubble burning in a sustainable manner. Okay, rather than many other in situ ex situ techniques we have, this is an whole package. Okay, wherein it can be uh, environmentally sustainable, which can reduce the stubble burning and also the price. So let's read in detail. So, what is conservation agriculture? As per the definition, we can say that it's a concept of resource saving agriculture, crop production that strives to achieve acceptable profits together with high sustained production level with concurrently conserving the environment. So on the one hand, we also make profit, but on the other hand, we conserve the environment. So what are the three principles? Let me tell you how you should remember. We know about the Delhi MCD. We always hear MCD polls. So remember this as MCD. So what do you mean by M? M is minimum disturbance with the soil. C means crop cover. Okay, crop cover or soil cover or it's the cover. Okay, the mulch. And D is the diversification of the crops which we are doing. Okay, so that's what it is. The first is minimum soil disturbance. We usually go for zero tillage or minimum tillage. And by this, what happens is the soil microorganisms like earthworm and other soil flora and fauna gets promoted and they are able to thrive better. Okay. The second is the permanent residue retention means the soil cover completely it is present on the ground and it will act like a mulch. Okay. So what happens is if it acts like a mulch, it can produce uh, evaporation. Okay, evaporation losses will be reduced. And also there will be some soil erosion. The soil erosion will be reduced. Okay. So also we have the growth of weeds. Okay, those weeds which will grow, that will also be reduced. So what about crop diversification? I told you about three things. The third is crop diversification. So it will lead to increased amount of nutrients. Also it promotes the microorganisms and the return to investment uh, is high. Return to investment means if you are investing 1 rupee, you will get 2 rupee. Okay, even in your preparation, try to have this whenever you prepare. Give some time. see what is the yield which you're getting. In the same way, in case of crop diversification, we have lot of uh, advantage, return on investment on crop diversification. Like from rice wheat cropping system, you can go to red gram or chickpea. So next is that the adaptation of constraints. Okay, what are the issues? So the first is that like what happens in case of conservation agriculture is that see after rice is there, then we go for wheat. Okay, so what we usually do after rice, we go for deep tillage. Okay, and all the soil covered is removed, or we burn the residues. Okay, we all do these things. After rice, we burn the residues, then we go for deep tillage and everything. Then what happens is for this it takes some 10 to 15 days. And also lot of tractor and energy, all these things are needed. And because of that only we go for stubble burning. So this is the normal practice. But what happens in case of conservation agriculture is that we don't go for tillage. Okay, we don't go for tillage. What we do is directly after the rice we harvest. Okay, we directly harvest. And if at all we can go for some minimum tillage, like at the seed sowing area, we just go for some amount of tillage. Then directly we're going for sowing. Directly sowing of wheat is done. So there is no tillage, deep tillage, there is no such gap we need to keep, burn the residues directly. The residues are also on the are also spread on the field. So we are doing all these things by which we are reducing that 10 to 15 days, and also we don't require such tractors, and energy requirement is also reduced. But here is a catch. Thing is, when we are doing this, we need special seeders. Means we can't use the same seeders, normal seeders, because the soil will be hard, and we need to, there will be a lot of residues, because of which we have a special seeders. Like we call it happy seeder. Okay. So the farmers have to purchase this new machine. So that is one disadvantage. Second is that the allelopathy means what happens is when you have crop residues in the field, so these residues can act on the cropland, okay, or or it may interfere with the cropland by secreting allelochemicals. Okay, so so this is like an issue with respect to conservation agriculture, and also mm, this crop residues which we used to use it for some fodder or livestock, so that is an issue, and also the research. Okay, on this is limited. We also have presently some specific varieties for conservation agriculture which are used. Okay, these are all needed for maintaining. The next is the benefits of conservation agriculture. So the first is that the cost of production is reduced with respect to, because the labors, because for all these things we need labor. So here we can reduce the labor. That's why it was used in the COVID times. Next is increase in soil organic matter and biological activity. Okay. Then we have reduced pollution on the surface and groundwater. Then environmentally, because we are not burning it. And then another important is earlier we used to have some annuals or biennial weeds. Okay, now because of conservation agriculture, it turns to perennial weeds. Okay, like perennial weeds like Cyanodon dactylo. But this Phalaenopsis minor, which is a very important weed in rice or wheat, sorry, in wheat gets reduced. Okay, and also we can go for timely sowing and saving on the energy conservation. So the next is the problem in adoption of conservation agriculture, which we discussed, like less area in lowland or transplanted rice, high cost of herbicides is needed because this is a very important disadvantage because we need to use large amount of herbicide because the crop is not completely clean. A lot of residues are there, weeds will grow, everything will be there. That's why we need to use high amount of herbicide. Okay, soil. So, and also we have soil susceptible to compaction because of reduced tillage activity. So, what are the promising conservation agriculture practices which we can do? So, we should go for laser land leveling, make it land, and we should go for something called minimum tillage or conservation tillage. Okay, and also we can use some resource conservation technologies like use of leaf color charge. Okay, use of pad meter. So these are all like things which by which we can assess the nutrient level or the nitrogen level. So it has an effect on the water health and the climate advantage. Yeah. So finally, I have to tell you something which is more important is that so why is this 10 to 15 days gap more important? Okay, that's this is one of the reason why we are going for conservation like because after rice and wheat we don't have time. We can't take like 1 month aram se. Okay. That's why farmers burn. So the reason is because uh, if at all if you delay the sowing of wheat, so there will be yield penalty. Yield penalty means around 40 to 50% there may be yield loss because while at the harvesting time the temperature will be high and because of which yield will reduce. Okay, so that's why one of the most advantages of conservation agriculture is it is uh, directly we can go for wheat sowing, labor intensification is low, and the machines, heavy machines, you need to use, and it is environmentally very sustainable. The issues in a recap is that like you need to use increased amount of herbicide, okay, and also we should use some equipment like herbicide. So these issues will also be there. So the best technique, if they ask, or some conservation resource efficiency technique, so you can code conservation agriculture. Hope you all enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you.